Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, April 10th. Happy Easter. Hope you had a wonderful holiday yesterday. I am out in the screen porch. Yay, spring has arrived. We've got some great weather this week and we have the Easter holiday behind us. So what does that mean? Spring is in full swing. We have got the spring market. It is rocking and rolling. We've got a lot of things happening. We've got buyers in multiple offer situations. We've got sellers getting over asking price on their properties. We've got a very, very active housing market. So let's take a quick look at some of our statistics for the last 7 days in Montgomery County. We had 105 new listings hit the market. That's less than last week, likely due to the Easter holiday. So I anticipate that that's going to pick up next week. But we do have less homes hitting the market. We have significantly less homes on the market this year than we did this time last year. So that is not a great situation. We have 122 properties that went under contract. So again, more going under contract than are newly listed. We have 105 closed sales last week. That's always good. We had 50 price changes, which is not what I would expect in this market, given we have so little inventory. However, something to keep in mind if you're a seller is you have to price your home correctly the first time. That's really important in this market. If your home is overpriced, it's gonna sit on the market. The other thing is you have to have a home properly staged. If your house is super dated and super ugly, the buyers are gonna wait. They're paying more for a house now with the interest rates being higher than they were this time last year. So they're gonna be a little bit more picky. So some really important things to keep in mind when you're as a seller and why some of these price reductions might be happening is if you're priced too high the first time and your house isn't properly staged, it's not ready for market, then you're gonna end up doing a price reduction. It's gonna cost you money. The other thing, if you have a real estate agent that is does not know how to navigate this market. It is very difficult. Even though homes are selling very quickly and we have low inventory, there is still a strategy involved in how to navigate this market. So make sure who you're working with is a skilled realtor. We have 4 on the expired list, and then we also have 48 on the private network. So let's look at the 3 things that indicate, that dictate sort of what's happening in our real estate market. Inflation, interest rates, and inventory. So let's talk about inflation first. So we're going to have a CPI reading this Wednesday. Is likely to be unfavorable just because the March reading from last year. So again, we read them the week later. So the month later. So this week we will have the March reading for March of 2023. What was inflation doing? And we will likely see that inflation is going up. It's not actually going up, but because the way the federal government reads our CPI indicators, that is why it's going to say that it's higher. Because last year we had a low reading, this year we'll have a high reading. It will appear as though inflation is going up. It's not, but that's just how they read it. We are likely to have a favorable reading on May 10th. May 10th is the first reading that we think that we're going to see a real improvement in inflation numbers. So circle your calendar. That is likely to be the first one. Now, interest rates are not going to automatically drop with a positive CPI, meaning a lower inflation reading. So with a good CPI reading, that does not mean that all of a sudden interest rates are going to fall. It will take time to have that take effect. So we are anticipating that over the summer, interest rates will come down, hopefully to the high to mid 5s, which will be great. People will be very excited about that, and that will likely happen throughout the summer. So that by the end of the summer, we'll be in the 5s, which would be awesome. Will that happen right away? No, it will take some time. Is that a definite thing? No, but I follow Barry Habib with Mortgage-Backed Securities Highway, and they read all of these indicators. It is their job to study mortgage-backed securities, and they know all the things I don't know nearly as much as they do, and that is what they are predicting. Barry Habib got the Zillow Crystal Ball Award for 3 years running. He does a great job of predicting all this stuff, and so far he's been pretty accurate. There are some things that we cannot predict, obviously, but we do the best that we can, right? So in all likelihood, interest rates will come down over the summer. They're holding pretty steady right now at the mid 6s to high 6s. Now, it's always very difficult to predict what someone's mortgage rate is because the interest rates are very individual. It's going to depend on your credit score, your income level, your debt to income ratio. All of those things indicate what your personal rate will be. In fact, one of my first time home buyers was able to lock in last week at 6.375. Now, why did he get that? Well, a couple of different things. One of which is that there's a lot of incentives for first time home buyers right now. He's a first time home buyer. There are some incentives. There are some pricing things that the first-time home buyers do not have to worry about that return buyers do. The other thing is if you make under $84,000 a year, so there are some lower income incentives happening right now. So if you make under $84,000 a year, there are some incentives for you out there to get you into a home. The federal government wants people to be homeowners. They want that. So they've got some incentives for first-time home buyers and anyone making less than $84,000 a year. So if that's you, you definitely need to be in contact with a lender because you might be able to lock in at 6.375 as well. My buyer was very happy with that rate. He thought he was going to be closer to 7, but because of some of these incentives, he was not. Other things to keep in mind, there are some policies changing in August with the interest rates. So if you're going to lock in July, you're going to have some different things to navigate. Make sure that you are partnered with a mortgage broker who knows all of these things are coming. One of them is that debt to income ratio is going to be very, very important after August. If you have more than a 40% debt to income ratio, that is going to be a problem after August. So you can direct message me if you want to know more about some of those things. I can connect you with somebody who knows all the ins and outs of the mortgages and can connect you with the right program, the right fit for what your needs are and based on your goals. Believe it or not, this is, inventory. Let's get on to inventory. So inventory, we still only have 1 month's supply inventory in our area. Now, real estate is hyper local. So if you're listening to the news and they're talking about national numbers, don't listen because here in the Midwest, here in McHenry County, Northern Illinois, this is what's happening. We have 1 month's inventory. Believe it or not, that is a 50% increase from this time last year. So even though there are less homes on the market, we have less buyers in the market as well right now than we did last year. So that still equates 1 month's inventory. Remember, a fair and balanced market is between 4 and 6 months inventory. We have not had that for a long time. We are probably not going to have that for a long time. It's probably been about 2018 since we had a fair and balanced market. Ever since 2020, since the pandemic, we have had low inventory the whole time. Average market time is about 30 days, which is about the same as last year. And prices. Now, here we have a big difference. Median sales prices are up 7% in Crystal Lake, 8% in Huntley. I just pulled some average sales prices from March for our area. Listen to some of these numbers. This is where our affordability and that inflation number is really, we're seeing a huge impact. Crystal Lake, the average sales price in Crystal Lake is now $350,000. I remember when I first started in real estate, it was like $250,000. Actually, no, it was $220,000. It was $220,000. It's now $350,000. So in the last few years, our average sales prices have gotten astronomically higher. So that is the entire country. The entire country has gone up dramatically, but here locally, that's all we care about, right? Right here in Crystal Lake, our average sales price is now $350,000. So your money is not going as far as it used to. In Huntley, it's $364,000. In Lake in the Hills, it's $308,000. Cary is $334,000. Woodstock is $318,000. McHenry is $283,000. Barrington is $707,000. In 2020, the average sales price in Barrington was $500,000. It's now $707,000. That's a big increase. Algonquin is $358,000. And when I look back at all of these numbers in 2020, so that was just a few years ago, before the pandemic, all of these numbers were at least $100,000 lower. So if you bought a house in 2019, good for you. You made a great investment. You have got some serious equity in your home, which is wonderful. Now here's the bright side. These numbers are going to continue to go up. So if you're feeling like, oh man, I missed the boat, I missed it. You did not. Prices are going to continue to go up. And one thing I keep telling people when they say that everything's overpriced, it is not overpriced. Things were underpriced for a very long time. After the Great Recession in 2010, 12, 13, after that point in time when prices got so incredibly low, they were undervalued. They have now come back up. We can count on 4% average appreciation on your home every single year. That was not happening. We were way below that for a long time. And if you look at the statistics, we are now finally back at about 4% annual appreciation, and that will continue. There are policies that have gone into effect since the great the crash and the housing recession. People are asking, when's the next crash going to happen? It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. That's like asking, when is the next Great Depression going to happen? It will never happen again. The federal government put in place the FDIC so that that never happened again. And look what we saw happen about 4 weeks ago with Silicon Valley Bank. Did it fail and cause a bank run and everybody ran and got all their money out of the banks? No. Why? Because the federal government came in and rescued them. And that's what we want to have happen so that the Great Depression never happens again. Same thing with the housing crash. It's never going to happen again. There have been mortgage laws and all kinds of hoops that you have to jump through now to get a mortgage. Prior to 2008, if you had a pulse, you could get a mortgage. That is not the case anymore, okay? So a housing crash is never going to happen again. Your home is going to be a very, very safe place to put your money. All my investors right now are buying, all of them, because they know the prices are going to continue to go up and that housing is a good investment. So if you're a first-time home buyer, please, please, please make sure that you get in a home. Do not wait. Do not rent. Renting is a complete waste of money. So call me. I can help you get connected with a lender that can get you into a home for a great rate. We can work through this, especially you first-time home buyers and people with lower income under $84,000 a year. Guys, there's some stuff out there to help you get in a home right now. I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy this weather. I'm getting outside. I don't know about you. I'm going to go for a run. Hope you do too. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.